Listed me carefully, my love, for I speak in trembling breaths, words gathered from the corners of nights I could not sleep. Hear me the way the moon hears oceans, silently, deeply, without judgment. My heart has carried more weight than my hands can hold, and every line I speak is a fingerprint of pain and devotion. I am not asking for sympathy. I am asking for understanding. Your absence has written stories inside me, stories my ribs have memorized. Listed me carefully, for I stand here not as a poet, but as someone who survived by speaking to you in dreams. I have told you things in sleep that I never dared to say awake. My silence has chapters. My tears have paragraphs. My longing has entire novels. Sit with me for a moment. Let me open the diary hidden behind my heartbeat. Not every page is beautiful. Not every sentence is soft. Not every memory is kind. But all of it is real. Listed me carefully, for I have loved you in ways even the sky could not match. I carried your name like a prayer, spoke your absence like a wound. You live in places within me I cannot touch, and yet the ache is constant. I am not a poet writing for applause. I am a soul who bleeds poetry because silence hurts more. And today, I bleed only for you. Listed me carefully, for I no longer know how to pretend. My heart refuses to lie. It beats your name in every rhythm, whispers your memory in every pause. I have walked through storms, hiding the fact that every drop of rain reminded me of you. I have sat in crowds, feeling lonely because you weren't beside me. I have smiled for the world, but the smile was borrowed from pain. Listed me carefully, for this is not just poetry. This is confession. This is truth. This is the voice I never used. When I was afraid of losing you, if hearts were books, mine would open on the chapter of your name. If souls had windows, mine would show your face in every reflection. If time could rewind, I would return to the day I met you and whisper to myself, hold this one tighter, don't let this one go. Listed me carefully, for there are things I must say before they drown inside me again. I loved you in silence, in chaos, in distance, and in dreams. I loved you when you were near, and even more when you were far. Distance does strange things. It turns minutes into mountains, hours into deserts, days into lifetimes. Yet still, my love for you survived every drought. Listed me carefully, for I am tired of pretending to be strong, tired of hiding the cracks, tired of carrying you like a secret. When my whole being wants to shout your name, I miss the things we never did. I miss the conversations we left unfinished. I miss the future we painted in words, but never reached. I miss you in ways that have no language. Listed me carefully, for I am not here to blame you or question fate. I am here to speak the truths my heart saved for you. Sometimes I wonder, if you could hear the way my soul calls your name, would you return? Would you pause? Or would you still walk away? Listed me carefully, for every time I say I'm fine, I am lying. I am breaking quietly, sinking beneath the weight of memories. I needed you, maybe more than I should have, maybe more than you understood, maybe more than destiny allowed. And still, I need you now. Listed me carefully, for this is only the beginning of the story my heart carried alone. And I have many more lines to give you. Listed me carefully, because there are words inside me that tremble like small birds learning how to fly. They do not know where to land, except in the palms of your understanding. I speak softly now, not because my heart is weak, but because it has broken enough times to know the value of gentleness. If you hear a crack in my voice, know that it is not anger. It is the sound of memories pressing against my chest. I waited for you in moments when the world felt too loud. Your silence echoed louder than thunder. Yet still, I listened for you in the quietest corners of night. Even the stars seemed to step aside, so I could hear the echo of your absence. Listed me carefully, for my love has never been loud. It has always lived in the space between heartbeats, in the stillness of midnight breaths, in the prayers I whispered, without closing my eyes. Sometimes I felt you near, not in presence, but in the chill that touched my spine, in the sudden warmth that filled my palms. Your memory has a strange way of returning, like an old song whose lyrics I never forgot. I learned to live with the ache, the same way people learn to live with old scars. I don't touch them every day, but they remain, a reminder of the pain and the healing that followed. Listed me carefully, for the truth is this: I never wanted perfection from you. I wanted presence. I wanted the honesty of your voice, the softness of your confession, the courage of your love. But I know wanting and receiving are two different worlds, and sometimes even love cannot cross the border between them. There were nights I cried in silence, letting tears become the language of all the things I could not say. And there were mornings I woke up pretending that I didn't miss you. But pretending is exhausting, and longing is heavier than anyone warns you. Listed me carefully, because if you ever felt that I walked away, understand this. I never left, not really. My steps were still shaped by your name, my decisions still carved by your memory. I carried you everywhere, even when I tried not to. Your absence taught me things your presence never did. I learned how to breathe without expecting comfort. I learned how to smile without expecting return. I learned how to survive without expecting love. But even lessons this painful cannot erase what the heart remembers. Listed me carefully, for my love was never temporary. It was never a passing cloud, nor a fleeting spark. It was the kind of love that roots itself in bone and breath, the kind that doesn't fade. Even when it should, you became a season in my soul, one that never fully changed, one that never fully left. Autumns passed, winters arrived, spring bloomed, and summers burned. Yet somewhere inside, you remained unchanged. I learned to accept it. Some loves do not end. They transform. They grow quieter. They become shadows that walk beside you long after the person is gone. Listed me carefully, for I am not asking you to return. I am simply asking you to hear me, to understand the echo you left behind, to feel the softness of my truth. I speak not to reopen wounds, but to release the weight of them. I speak not to blame you, but to free myself from the spaces where I trapped my voice. This poem is not a plea. It is a release. It is the letting go of years of unsent messages, of unspoken aches, of quiet hopes that never found your doorstep. Listed me carefully, for I have held these words too long, and tonight, they finally learn how to breathe. Listed me carefully, for there are truths buried deep inside me that rise only when the world is quiet. These truths do not come dressed in poetry. They come raw, trembling, carrying the dust of sleepless nights. I have lived entire lifetimes inside moments where I wished for your voice. I have wandered through memories like a traveler searching for warmth in cities built of snow. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can feel the soft outline of your presence, resting on my shoulders like a forgotten coat. Sometimes I wonder if the things left unsaid have their own heartbeat, if silence remembers us the way we remember it, if emptiness can feel longing, if absence can feel devotion. Listed me carefully, for I have become a museum of everything we almost were. Every corridor holds a moment, every corner holds a memory, and every doorway leads to something I once hoped for. There are rooms inside me, decorated with dreams, that still have your fingerprints on them. I dust them occasionally, not to revive the past, but to honor what once felt real. And then there are rooms I never enter anymore. Rooms filled with unanswered questions, with why and what if, with moments I cannot approach, without trembling. Listed me carefully, for I tried to run from your memory, but memories do not need footsteps to follow you. They cling to the air, they hide in familiar songs, they wait in the pauses, between breaths. I kept telling myself, that time heals everything, but time does not erase. It teaches you how to carry, and I have carried you in every season, in every distance, in every hour of loneliness. Sometimes I hated the way my chest tightened at the thought of you. Sometimes I wished I could tear out the places where your presence once lived. But love, even painful love, is not something you can uproot without tearing your soul. Listed me carefully, for I do not regret loving you. I regret the words I never said, the courage I never found, the moments I allowed to slip away. Regret is a quiet ghost. It does not scream, it whispers, and its whispers have followed me into every night. I learned that heartbreak does not always explode. Sometimes it sighs. Sometimes it sits calmly in the corner of your chest, waiting, watching, reminding you of the things you once felt deeply. Listed me carefully, for I still walk gently around certain memories, not because they hurt the way they once did, but because they deserve respect. A love like ours, even broken, is something sacred. I still remember the versions of me that existed only because of you. The hopeful one, the patient one, the fearless one, the dream-filled one. You awakened parts of me I didn't know how to name. Maybe that's why losing you felt like losing countries within myself. Places with their own sunsets, their own languages, their own seasons. I still grieve them sometimes. Listed me carefully. For this honesty is the last fragile thing I hold. Every word I release feels like peeling back a layer of my soul. Soft, tender, still beating. I do not know if these words will reach you or if they will become echoes, lost in the vastness between us. But I needed to speak them, to set them free, to finally breathe, in a world without holding back. And if nothing else, let this truth remain. I loved you with a sincerity that even my pain could not erase. Listed me carefully, for my words tonight come from a place deeper than sorrow, gentler than longing, and older than memory. They rise from a part of me that learned to live in silence, long before it learned to speak. There are nights when I look at the sky and feel like the stars are holding secrets meant for me, secrets about love, about loss, about the way hearts break without making a sound. I wonder if the universe ever pauses to listen to hearts like mine, hearts that carry someone who is no longer there, hearts that still beat, to rhythms that no longer belong to the present. Listed me carefully, for I have built worlds inside my loneliness, not because I wanted to, but because I had nowhere else to place the pieces of you. Every thought became a brick, every memory became a wall, and before I knew it, I was living in a house made of what-ifs. Sometimes it feels like I am still talking to your shadow, still holding the ghost of a conversation that ended too soon, still searching the wind for echoes of the words I wish you had said. I don't blame you for the distance that grew between us. Distance has a mind of its own. It expands quietly, breath by breath, until one day you wake up and realize the person who once felt closer than your own heartbeat now feels miles away. Listed me carefully, for I have forgiven you in ways you will never know. Not because you asked, not because you returned, but because I needed my heart to feel lighter again. Forgiveness is not a gift to the one who left. It is freedom for the one who stayed behind. With the broken pieces, I have learned to sit with the versions of myself you once inspired. Some of them still ache for you. Some of them still whisper your name. Some of them still stand at the doorway of the past, waiting. But I speak to them gently, telling them it is okay to step away now. Listed me carefully, for love like ours never truly dies. It softens, it transforms, it dissolves into the quiet corners of the soul. It becomes a distant melody you can recognize, even years later. There are days I still reach for you, out of habit. Habits are stubborn. They do not leave just because you tell them to. Sometimes I reach out and then remember there is no hand waiting to hold mine. And yet, there is no bitterness, only a tender sadness, like the final note of a song that still lingers in the air after the music stops. Listed me carefully, for this journey of letting go has not been easy. It is a slow unraveling, thread by thread, hope by hope, memory by memory. Some threads I release easily, but some cling to me. With the strength of history, I am learning that healing is not a destination. It is a quiet, ongoing process, a gentle rebuilding, a slow rediscovery, a steady acceptance that some loves stay in your heart, even when they leave your life. And yet, I do not wish away the time I spent loving you. It shaped me, softened me, taught me the art of holding feelings deeply. Listed me carefully, for my words tonight carry the weight of closure and the softness of gratitude. I speak not to reopen the past, but to honor it, not to hold you closer, but to release you fully, not to linger in what was, but to walk gently into what comes next. And if somewhere in your heart, even faintly, you remember me, let that memory be kind. Listed me carefully, for the night grows deeper, and the truth grows softer. There is a tenderness in honesty that daylight cannot understand. Only the darkness knows how fragile a heart becomes when it finally speaks. I have carried pieces of you, like folded letters in my soul. Each one held a moment, a feeling, a soft echo of what we once were. Some days, I opened them gently and smiled. Other days, I opened them and felt my chest tighten, as if the ink was still fresh. There is a strange comfort in holding on to things that no longer belong to you. Memories become blankets. They keep you warm, even if the warmth is borrowed from the past. Listed me carefully, for I am learning that longing is not weakness. It is simply proof that something mattered. You mattered. What we had mattered. Even the silence that followed mattered in its own way. I walked through days, pretending I had moved on. But healing is never a straight path. It loops, it circles, it returns to old places to make sure they no longer hurt. Some days I passed those places with steady steps. Other days, I lingered at the doorway of an old memory and felt the faint ache of what could have been. Listed me carefully, for there were nights I argued with myself about letting you go. My mind said release, my soul said hold, and my heart stood between the two, aching.